Welcome to Königstein, Master Inquisitor.
You are Mordimer Madderdin, a holy inquisitor of the Church, who is tasked with finding and punishing heretics and upholding the faith even if that involves some torture. That faith, by the way, is based on Jesus himself, who in the world of the Inquisitor escaped from the cross and then waged a bloody war against the world, taking revenge on all non-believers and becoming the warrior god-king of humanity. The Inquisitor begins with Mortimer's mission from the Church to look into the vampire threat in the 16th century town of Königstein, where he soon uncovers a trail of gruesome ritual killings and hints of a much darker and more evil scheme. You arrive at Königstein's port, and from there, you have to find out what is going on and who is behind it, as the game's dark fantasy story reveals itself slowly. The Inquisitor is a game that focuses on the story and the mystery, rather than the action. You play as Mordimer, a holy inquisitor who has to question, torture, and sometimes fight the people of Königstein, a town where a vampire is rumored to lurk. You will talk to many characters, from the mayor and the merchants, to the priests and the nobles, and learn about the dark fantasy world of the game, where Jesus Christ became a ruthless conqueror instead of a martyr. The game has some combat, but it is not the main attraction. The Inquisitor is more like a broken sword game, where you solve puzzles and uncover secrets through dialogue, than a typical action-adventure game. Mordimer has a deep and dull voice that matches his grim personality. He can track down his prey by following their smell, which he sees as red wisps in the air. He can also pray at shrines to restore his Holy Spirit energy, which he needs to use his scent-tracking skills. The Inquisitor can examine objects, like a dead body, to find clues that lead him to the truth. The town of Königstein, which has different areas to explore, looks like it belongs to the Witcher's dark fantasy world, where magic and monsters exist. The games are not exactly alike, but they have some things in common. Mordimer is not only a detective, but also a traveler of the unworld, a dark and twisted dimension that mirrors the real world. He can use his special power to enter the unworld and find pieces of the truth that are hidden there as glowing spheres. He has to use his detective skills to figure out where to look for these spheres in the unworld, based on what he has learned in the real world. Every time he collects all the spheres, he can see a vision of what really happened. This helps him solve the mystery and move the story forward. Mordimer has to fight the wraiths with his sword, but he can't fight the Merc, a dark force that can kill him with its stare. He has to run away from the Merc and find a place where there is light. If he gets caught by the Merc too many times, he dies. The best way to survive in the Unworld, then, is to be sneaky. Mordimer has to face a boss character in the world of the Inquisitor after he discovers the truth of what happened. Boss fights are not easy, and they have different phases, each one harder than the previous one. Mordimer has to avoid staying in dark places for too long, or he will be in danger. Every time he finds the boss, the game of cat and mouse becomes more difficult. The same goes for the battles with the boss, which get more challenging as they go on. The game is not very open-ended, but rather follows a fixed story. You are not making your own choices, but living through a pre-written adventure. The Dust has done a great job in creating this adventure, even though it does not have many different endings. The game's strength is its story and its visuals, which make you feel immersed in Mortimer's role and his world. The game gets more engaging as you play, and you will discover many secrets and surprises in Königstein. The Inquisitor's world is often beautiful, captivating and realistic, even if the graphics are not perfect. The Inquisitor is made with Unity and the indie studio. The Dust deserves praise for creating some amazing visuals in the game, but they are not consistent. Sometimes they are breathtaking, and sometimes they are disappointing. The game has a strange contrast. One moment you're in a realistic, dirty back alley in Königstein, with soft light shining through the dust and the ruins, making you feel like you're really there and adding to the mood. Then the next moment, you're talking to an NPC who has a weird body shape and size. The animations and the voices of the NPCs are also very uneven, and they can either impress you or ruin the immersion, depending on how well they fit the character and the story. The Inquisitor had no major issues or glitches on my PC, even though the graphics and the sound were not always great. The game does not need a powerful PC to run well. GeForce GTX 1060, 6GB, AMD RX 590 is enough, so most PC gamers should be able to enjoy it smoothly. I also like that the Inquisitor can handle up to 120Hz screens and frame rates, and that it works with ultra-wide monitors too. The game is well made from a technical point of view. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you had fun and found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button and share this video with your friends. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. I love reading your comments, so leave me one below and tell me what you thought of this video and what you want me to do next. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.